everybody. Welcome back to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, I'm your host, and I am going to be recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 17. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go through, I'm trying to figure out my channel and my metrics and all that, because like I said, I'm a baby YouTuber, so just bear with me. Oh, if you are returning, thank you so much for, being a part of Chanel's crew. And then if this is your first time visiting my channel, excuse me, thank you for coming. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Turn on your notifications so that anytime I go live or if I'm doing anything, whatever it is I'm doing, you'll be notified. Okay, so we're going to get right into the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 17. Okay, so the episode kind of starts off with Ashley and Gizelle, or for some odd reason, no one knows why, they've decided to start a fashion line. I don't know if you would call that fashion. Listen, pray with me, guys. I'm trying to live in the light. So listen, God bless them. Okay, they've decided to start a fashion line like athleisure. I'm gonna live in the light. Sorry. So the episode starts with them kind of talking about it. It really starts with Ashley. The thing is, Ashley's at this point, I guess she's having to like pick up most of the weight of everything that's going to happen with this fashion show, because I think it's in like 2 days or something like that. But the G and A is Gizelle and Ashley, so that's what that stands for. Gizelle, we find out that Gizelle's father is very ill. I'm not a Gizelle fan for the people that watch Potomac, the obvious reasons. But in this scenario, I'm not going to say one word about her, not one negative word about her. I'm a therapist and I understand the impact of words. And I also know about trauma. Trauma is lifelong, and lots of people like to try to tell you how soon you should be able to get over something and whatever else. Don't manage other people's trauma. It's their trauma. Just saying. So if it takes them their whole life to get over it or to move in it or whatever it is, if you're a real friend and a real loved one, just be like, I'm here when you need me. What do you need? What can I help with? That's it. You don't have to do anything more than that. What can I help you with? Okay, so, well, like I said, we found out that her father is ill. So she went to visit him. She tells us that, or the producer, whomever she's talking to, that her father, they found a brain tumor, and it's cancerous. So, Gizelle, my heart goes out to you, your family, your girls, everybody. I mean, if you've watched this show and then saw the episode where her father was on there, you understood why Gizelle is who she is. I mean, cut from the same exact cloth. Anyways, my heart goes out to her. So I'm not going to say anything negative about her or her family. I do think that this situation is unfortunate, but it humanizes her. Because listen, you watch my other videos, you already know, okay? But it humanized her. And I really hope, Gizelle, if you ever watch my channel, Chanel's Reality, sweetheart, it's coming from a place of love. Just start with love. That's all I say. Just start with love. You know what I mean? You can't really go wrong there. So my heart goes out to her, but I think she's very guarded. To me, that's why I say she's like a female version of her dad. Sassy and all of that. But I think he taught her how to be quick and witty, kind of like on her feet, and always be on guard. I really do feel like that. And that's kind of how men are, in my opinion. So she has that down pat. I think the vulnerability part is the part that she doesn't want anyone to ever see. But in this episode, she did, she told us this. So I don't know if Andy and, whoever got in her ear and was like, listen, you need to share more of your life. If so, this is the Gizelle that we want to see. Not the, your father being ill or anything like that, but just being more vulnerable. It just makes you more, it humanizes you a little more. Because you're going to have haters no matter what. But it just it makes it easier for when you do things that people don't necessarily agree with. Then it's like, okay, but you know, she's a person. A lot of time people don't really see it that way because of things that people made it. I think she just doesn't want to be emotionally fragile. And then, I mean, and I can't really blame her. You're in front of the world, being judged by the world. So, but it is a choice. So let's be clear. It's not like somebody made her be in front of the world. So then we go on to Nneka and Ike. I want to like Nneka. I don't know. Listen, the jury's still out. I don't know. I can't get over the fact that she came on this show seemingly to just come for Wendy. Maybe that wouldn't have been the case had allegedly Wendy's mom not done X, Y, and Z that Nneka's alleging. But if you wasn't sure, sis, if you didn't hear it, you should probably just talk to Wendy first before you. Don't worry about what's in my pineapple cup. Let me stop. So Nneka and her husband, they're trying to have a baby, allegedly, because she says that she drinks champagne in the morning with her prenatal vitamins. So it's kind of just, anyway. So he's there to give a specimen, and they're gonna go through the insemination part or whatever. And the thing that was just kind of funny is like the nurse, I think she's a nurse, she was basically like telling him, yeah, y'all are gonna go in the room over there. And what's her name? And Nneka was like, oh, I'm gonna go with them or whatever. And she's like, yes. And she seems so happy to help, so that's good, you know. But the nurse is like, you know, you can't have any saliva or what did she say? Ointment? I don't know. I think she's talking about lubricant. I think that's what she said. I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, well, women naturally get, you know, moist. I don't know. I'm confused about, well, how do you help the man exactly? I mean, I don't know that the man needs, but I don't know, because I would think if he was doing this on his own and his wife wasn't there, wouldn't he need something to, like, you know, just saying. I would think you would want it to be, you know what, let's move on. So I was a little bit confused, but you know what, they got the job done. And so then the lady, I think she had some sort of thing, and she inseminated her. I personally have been thinking that this Nneka girl has been pregnant for a while, because if you look at her, what is that name of that? The confessional. Look, she has most of the season. You see her with like clothes that are very kind of fitted, but then there's this one outfit she has. It's like a black bow or something. It's just like black and white and silver or something. It just seems like you're trying to cover up. So if that is going on with you and Nneka, you heard it here on Chanel's Reality. Anywho. And I'm just popping around to each scene because I really just want to get to the end of it. So then Mia and Gordon, they go to their therapist. It's weird because it's like, you know, because of like social media and, you know, the internet, we kind of already know, and this is what makes it kind of like, we kind of already know some things because it's going to come out, even though it's been filmed already, you know. But like we've seen Mia with some guy. I think Carlos King interviewed the guy. Okay, he's some sort of somebody. I don't know. I think he's like a DJ or something. And you know, there's photos of her, like, you know, with her legs around him, and looks like an engagement ring. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't get it. But anyways, it just seems so disrespectful. But then when they go to this therapy session, you know, it seems as if Gordon wants to save the marriage. And I don't know if I trust Gordon, mostly because I don't trust Mia. Just saying. Birds of a feather usually flock together. Just saying. So, also, I don't trust them because Mia, you can't trust anything Mia says. Like, nothing she says. Just because you can't trust what Mia says. So, I have to question the character of a person that marries someone. No shade. I'm just, Mia, girl, I'm just giving you the real. You came on this show, and that's what you did. You basically lied about everything, and everyone knows it. You're oh, you know, my husband's 37 years older than me, and then Robyn's over there doing the math like, nah, sis. So you're saying your husband's 81? Like, listen, you've done nothing but she exaggerates things, and then, but the thing is about Mia, she's kind of like those Libras out there in the world. Shout out to the Libras. But y'all can't be on time to save your life. But the thing about her is like, you know, she's gonna be late. Not Mia, but I'm just saying the Libras of the world, they're gonna be late. You could tell them it started yesterday. They still gonna be late. Okay, it's part of their DNA. But and they know that they late, and they know they knew that they shouldn't be late, but they're gonna be late. But this is a problem with people like me and Libras. They're gonna be late, but then they're also gonna show up with like liquor and like the margarita machine. Like so whoever answers the door, you want to be mad, you want to like give them the business, but you're like, damn it, they have alcohol. And they always have a positive attitude. So anyways, that's Mia to me. Like, you just, she's one of those people just like, you can't stay mad at her. As much as I'd be like, Mia is, she does the most. I can't. I try, but I'm not really successful. And so, like I said, I don't get this because it just feels like Mia has been checked out for a while. It's like they came on their first season. Mia was acting like she's a boss and this, that, and the third, and she has all this money, and you know, all her friends have all this money and whatnot. And then they went broke, I guess, or something. Allegedly, something happened with all their money in some sort of family situation. So I think they have a lot going on. I think it's the finances and infidelity, the top two reasons that people get divorced. So, you know, we all knew. I mean, Mia talk about Gordon was broke. This is what she said when she first got on the show. He used to come to the club and give me, you know, pay me $10,000 just to talk to him, type of thing. Girl, I'm like, okay, Mia, girl, stop. Stop it. Because then suddenly, what, 2 or 3 seasons later now, it's like, he don't have no money. Because she was questioning Ashley about, did you give it him just for his money or something like that? And Mia's like, I might have did. Child. So I think at this point, because of what we already know, which is that they broke up, it seems like towards the end of last season, and Gordon called like Chris and the other guys and was just kind of like, y'all want me to give y'all a tea on Mia? It's just like, where's the loyalty? What is happening? I can understand being mad at her, you know, whatever, she's leaving, you don't want her to leave. I get it, but like, yo, you don't just go, I can't be in a relationship with anyone that I can't trust. Like, I would never do that. I would never do that to anyone. Like, I couldn't. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl that hates on people. I'm like, girl, I can get whatever you can get. Let's just be very clear about all of it. Just saying. So I don't have a jealous bone in my body, but also too, like, I'm very loyal. So I don't respect people who sit in your face and talk to you and all that, but then behind your back, they're a hater. So whatever. Anyways, so you can't trust. I would be so pissed. She did disclose, I thought this was very interesting. She did disclose that one time, I guess she had gone to Gordon and said, you know, hey, listen, I think she said she was going to get a divorce or something, or she went and saw a divorce attorney or something like that. And she said that he emptied out her whole bank account, like all the way down to zero. Where did he do that at? I was like, oh my God. Okay, girl. Yeah, you probably should leave him. If that's the case, if that's true, allegedly, that's what she said happened. So it ain't me, Gordon, it's, you know, your girl. In the little session, you know, G's basically saying, you know, he tries to talk to her or tries to like touch her at night, and she's just checked out, and I believe that. I do. She and Mia basically saying, you know, I want you to be the guy you were when we got married. And it's just like, I get what Mia's saying, but I don't believe her because you can't believe anything Mia says. But I understand what she's saying. But I don't think Mia had this fairy tale life that she tried to come on TV and say she had. I don't believe that for a second. Because it went down, literally down the drain in like 2 seasons. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, oh, yeah. I mean, you can't see. This is why you can't believe Mia. Like, you can't trust her because, like, I don't know if y'all remember, but like she and Dr. Wendy had gotten into it, and Mia was trying to fight her or whatever when they went down to Peter's, I don't know, his bar, his restaurant, whatever in Florida. And you know, Mia really threw the drink in the lady's face, in Dr. Wendy's face, and tried to hit her with a purse. And then, like, I want to say 2 nights later or something like that, they're all in the restroom at the club. Now she telling, you know, Wendy she wants to, you know, eat her Godiva chocolate. I can't. Like, it was, I think, what did Dr. Wendy say? She said it was the prettiest or something. I just, that's the reason you can't trust Wendy. I mean, not Wendy, sorry. You can't trust Mia because it's just like, girl, wasn't you trying to beat her up last week? Like, I can't. Karen goes, her part is really small to me. She goes and she gets herself checked out. I think it's like a thoracic doctor or something like that, heart doctor or cardio doctor. And he basically says, she goes there with the Black Bill Gates, and he tells her, you know, she doesn't have anything to worry about in terms of like plaque building up in her arteries or something. So the whole group, they meet up with Mia. Mia starts talking to them about this project that she's working on with some guy. I don't know who he is, but basically he wants to do this thing where it's like, I guess he's giving everybody a Black lady to be that was inspirational, aspirational, whatever it is, a boss in their lane, you know, that type of thing. So everybody but Nneka, because apparently Nneka has not been in Potomac long enough. I guess, I didn't know you had to be from Potomac. But anyway, she hasn't been in there long enough, so the guy doesn't want to have her because she hasn't, I guess, built enough whatever it is to be in it. I just think that's wrong, personally, but whatever. So Candice is Diana Ross, which I love that. I love Diana Ross. Plus my middle name is Diana. You know, I'm just saying. Me and Wonder Woman, we got the same name. Just saying. The Grand Dame is Lena Horne. I love Lena Horne, but I just don't see it. The only thing they have in common is that nose. Ashley is Dorothy Dandridge. Sorry, she's one of my favorite people. I love like the 40s. I just feel like women were women. Like they were all dressed and snatched. Like now we go to the airport and what I got on. What does it say? Half holy, half hood? Something. I don't know. I got it off Amazon. Just saying. This is what I would go to the airport in. Unless I was going to Dubai. Then you gotta, step your game up. But I don't know. I ain't like the Dorothy Dandridge for Ashley because I'm just like, Ashley annoys me. Gizelle is Beyonce. I just needed them to get the, oh, you know what I said? I wasn't going to say anything. Giselle's Beyonce. Mia is Pam Grier. That fits. Because, she's a foxy lady or whatever. It fits. It makes sense. Dr. Wendy was Shirley Ralph. I love her, by the way. She's great. Nneka. Oh, I said Nneka couldn't be a part of it. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Robyn? I don't know who Robyn was going to be. Just saying. Okay, so Dr. Wendy is, I guess she's going to launch her talk show that she's doing, I guess, for YouTube or something like that. And so she meets with, I think her production team, and they're trying to, finalize how much, everything's going to cost. If they're over budget, of course they're over budget. And then I love this. This is boss bitch moves. And then he's not big, but I'm just saying. The fact that Wendy's doing whatever, her husband is supporting her. He wrote her a check for like $50,000. I was just like, yes, honey. So I wasn't mad when a few seasons ago when she got her body done. No, the season that she was gonna, I guess, go open a lounge with Peter. Anyway, she was just like, he was like, where you gonna get out as much from? She was like, from you. He was like, no, you're not. But I think he believes in this situation that she's trying to do because it kind of is in her ball field, I would say. So it may be very successful. And also I think, listen, Juan and Robyn come to front. That's the type of stuff that a man that loves you would do. Support your wife. She's already a boss in her own right, but the fact that he over here supporting her in this way, I love it. It's just chef's kiss every single time. Plus, happy 80. Thank you. I know. I love it when people take, what did Candy say? I can turn she say? She didn't say a hating tree. What did she say? She said I can turn a shade tree into a money tree, honey. And listen, I just feel like Wendy and Eddie are doing the same thing. Because you remember how Sheree wanted to, I don't know, was it Portia? It started with Portia. Portia did that whole, they tried to army in the basement or the dungeon room. And then Candy said, you know what? I'm in this Essence magazine, but we're going to take our dungeon theme on the road and made a killing, okay? Sure did. And I get it. What did she tell, Don Juan? He said, you want me to invite Portia to the Essence magazine release or whatever it was? And she was like, yeah. He was like, he's just like mad. And I'm thinking the same thing. So I'm like, I am not inviting this lady who tried to literally take me out, for real. And then Candy said something so smart. I was like, yes. For Candy, she was just like, yeah, invite her. Let her see what winning looks like. I was like, yes, Bob. I'm just saying that's what a boss is. And I'm not even the biggest Candy fan. But I'm like, I agree 1,000%. Come on, all my haters, come on to the front. Um, but so then Dr. Wendy, she has a few people who are, I guess, of note, so to speak, that have either worked in the White House or they're in media. These people, I think one of them, I'm certain I know. I think she's one of those people that are in the press room. She's a black lady, and she's been doing it, I feel like, for like 35 years or something like that. I did know her, but I don't know her name, but I know her when I see her. And so, they were talking about women and yada yada yada. I didn't tune very closely into that because I was also trying to do my work for work. Which is why it's 1:47 and my husband's like, he's I know he's like, she's crazy. But I did like that, Dr. Wendy. If you ever see, Chanel's reality, or y'all can send it to her. Really loved the ambiance of the room. Like, it just felt very cozy. I love a good cozy. So, like, whenever I used to go to the office, when I worked in the office all the time or whatever, I would always try to make my office feel like someplace I love to go. But I would always talk. I'm the girl that's like bringing a rug and a lamp and a candle, and I'm her, right? In my mind, I'm a whole rich lady. Just saying. That's the ambience it gave. So I loved coming into my office in the morning because sometimes depending on where you work, you might not like your you might not like the company you work for or agency you work for. You may not like your coworkers. But if I gotta be here with y'all, I'm gonna at least have like ambience going on. I would always have I have like a little Coca-Cola ice box that can fit like 6 or 7 drinks. And anyway, I like that. So I love that look that you have going. Same thing with Robyn's home. Robyn's home is so beautiful. I would hire her to be my, what do you call that person? Like the decorator or whatever. Because it's very clean, very like, I like the creams and stuff. You just can't have creams with men because men don't understand. Like I had to really, what did that man say on Married to Medicine? He trained his wife. If y'all watch Married to Medicine, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I feel like I had to do that with my husband. I know that sounds terrible, but I just, listen, for all the married women or people that's been in long-term relationships, whatever, tell me when I'm lying about how men don't give up about decorative pillows. I'm just like, why are you sitting on this pillow? Why are you even now? Listen, next month, what's today? I think it's the 17th, or I can't remember what today is. But literally, our anniversary is next month on the 15th for like 18 years married. Yay. Anyway, I still want to go to Cabo or Mexico. I want to go somewhere, but I know he'll be like, so we'll probably go because it's good for me. It's good for him, so it's good for us. Okay? But yeah, I don't understand that. I also don't understand how I have laundry baskets that say laundry when this is colored. I have all this stuff. My husband will not let me be great. Because I'm like, how do you leave the dirty clothes right next to the dirty clothes? I love him. Thank you so much, love my husband, but girl, they need to put that in the what is it that you do? Vials. They need to put dirty clothes need to go in a dirty clothes basket, and the temperature this house can be, okay? Because I shouldn't have to roll around my house with a whole heater. You think I'm lying? Look, I got no reason to lie. Because listen, I gotta keep the peace. Anyway. Okay, so Robyn and Juan, and I'm not going in order of things because I just, a lot of it wasn't that interesting to me, but I just wanted to point out the things that are, going on, the major things. And like I said, if you're just tuning in, we're recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 8, I think episode 16, no, 17, I believe it is. So Juan and Robyn and Juan, I was wondering, because I was going to ask, I was like, I haven't seen Juan in like the past 5 or so episodes. Where did Juan go? I guess that was part of his contract. He had to show back up or something. I don't know. But I saw him today. I was like, okay, they brought Juan back. So they're going to, I felt like, look at Office Space, maybe in a strip center or something like that. Robyn says that she wants to, I'm a little bit confused about the services that she's going to provide because it almost sounds like sports medicine or some sort of healing something. But it's already like, she can buy into this franchise. And you know how a franchise works. It's like you basically pay a fee to be a free franchisee. And then you work for them, but you make your own profits. And you have to figure out how to make it work wherever it is that your franchise is going to be. And I think that's really cool. But, if it's really what do you call it? Not affordable. What was I gonna say? Profitable to open a donut place or whatever because this donut company does really well and whatever. Krispy Kreme, I don't know how many people know about Krispy Kreme, but I didn't learn about Krispy Kreme until I was like, what was I, 19 or 20? And I remember I was working at this hotel, the Marriott, and I was doing security because that was like the easiest job, and I was in school full time. So, anyways, I remember one night one of the guests came to the front desk, and he was just, we were chopping it up or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, I like Krispy Kreme." I was like, "What's Krispy Kreme?" He felt disrespected. I was like, "I never heard of Krispy Kreme." Anyway, I say that to say this because I'm in Houston, Texas. When I was about 18 or 19, they built the first Krispy Kreme that I ever knew of being in Houston, like literally maybe a mile from my house. And I was just like, you know what? Best donuts I ever had. But then I just feel like, y'all are they're sabotaging me. Why are you think? Because listen, how am I supposed to go home? Listen, y'all have this hot song on as soon as I get off work. I can't take it. But the reason I even mentioned that is because, like I said, it's a franchise. So maybe about 2 years after they moved here, then it closed and went away. And I'm just like, oh my God. But I never understood how they could be making hot donuts or fresh donuts all the time without a ton of people. Like they have one that's still open on, I think, West Summer, which is a really busy area. It's like central. But then they put one literally 2.5 years ago or so. They put another one close. I'm just like, so y'all built one when I was I was a child. Well, I was 19, but whatever. Y'all was trying to ruin my life then, and now I'm like, so y'all gonna put a Dairy Queen across the street from the Krispy Kreme? Like, what are you doing? You trying to ruin my life? I say that to say this. I love Krispy Kreme donuts, and I have not met a person that doesn't. I think except my mother-in-law, but I think she just likes to sometimes go against the grain. She is her own person. Please understand, love her to death, but I was just like, why are these people trying to sabotage me? And the whole, what's the right word? Franchise. I don't know how Krispy Kreme does it, but I'm assuming these people that are building the ones over here is franchise. And even with how great Krispy Kreme donuts are, they still closed it down again. So they moved it to a different part of my house. Like they had the first one near my childhood home, and then when I moved up the street, they put them. I was just like, they trying to ruin my life. Them and Dairy Queen. It's sabotage. Anyways, so Juan and Robyn, they seem to like each other, at least in this video. He seems to be supportive, and he said something like, I could really see myself working for you. I was like, that's cute. I can't stand Juan. I don't know. Like, she like it, I love it. Listen. This is why I can't go to Marshall's. If you're a woman and you try to sneak and go to Target and be like, where you go? What you need to go get from Target? I'm just like, listen, I'll figure it out when I get there. Target will let me know. and Marshall's. Anyway, so I was at Home Goods about 2 weeks ago, and I found this. I don't even drink like that, but I was just like, yes. Yes, it's amazing. And it's just strawberry lemonade, be clear. But I will say, I'll give them this. They seem like they're happy because we all know what Robyn and Juan have been through. This it's really sad to me. But it's gonna cost like $7,000 a month to rent that. So I hope she has it like that. And she said, she wanted to do it because they need an income or build their business portfolio that they can basically still live whatever lifestyle they want without having to be employed by someone else. And I'm happy for her. Let's see, Candice. Oh, Candice has her therapist, who seemingly is like the Bravo therapist, but get your paper, whatever. He comes over and, they're having this discussion about Candice, I feel like is struggling with, I think every person who wants to be great, and it doesn't matter if you're famous, great, or Instagram, great, or YouTube, whatever it is, those of us that are ambitious and or you grew up in a family full of people who are doctors and all these, like prestigious type titles, you don't want to be left behind, one, or you want to be able to, sound ambitious or, just be proud of what you did. And I can understand that. And I think for women, it's a little more problematic because our toxic society, and this is globally, makes women basically make a choice real early that men don't have to make. So we're basically taught like you need to get married to someone reasonable that you love and cherish whatever, but you have this time frame, and it's relative, but generally speaking, it's this time frame somewhere between 19 and I want to say like 38 of like the chances of either getting pregnant, staying pregnant, having a good or a good pregnancy, that type of thing, and your child not coming out with some sort of issue, whatever. There's a lot that plays into it. But for women, we have to kind of make that, because you don't want to just be running around the universe with 4 different baby daddies, because don't get me started on that. It's a lot of people like that. But my point is, men don't have that pressure. Actually, men are encouraged to go and do whatever they need to do, and they can have babies until they're 90. So, shout out to Al Pacino. Was it Al Pacino? It was one of them, one of them little short actor men. Anyway, so I think that's also what's bothering Candice, which is maybe it's not happening naturally. I know she said they had embryos, I believe, at the last reunion. But there's that struggle for every woman, I think, that wants children or wants to have a family in that way. It's just kind of like, you don't want to be so old. You don't want to be like 72 when your child is barely turning 32, So I think people want to kind of like have their children when they're in their prime, when everybody's successful. But with men, they can do either, and no one says a word. But if a woman isn't pregnant by the time she's 30, it's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you married? When you have, like, that's how our society is. That's why I say it's toxic. People should be free to do what the hell they want when it's good for them, and not because society says so. That's just me. But I did connect with her because I can understand. I'm a woman, right? I can understand why that might bother her. Because we have to, like I said, women, we have to kind of make that choice earlier than men. So, anyways, she's stuck there. And this is my, Candice, sis, come to the front. If you are ever going to watch this, I would say my advice to you would be, honestly, to realize that I get your point about the time frame, but don't let the gram fool you, okay? All the social media and whatever else, like I said, our toxic training or conditioning that we have here, really in America and everywhere, that we have to do it soon as possible. You will all take your time. You will always have a way. It may not be the way that you want to do it, but there is a way. Sometimes it just is different than everybody else, and that's okay. And just be okay with that. Don't let society try to make you feel like you have to be in a rush to go have children, because it's more than a notion. Be clear. What? 1 is 1, 2 is 20. So just take a deep breath. Go out there and slay whatever it is you're trying to go slay. Because I remember years ago, Beyonce had said something to an article. She was just like, I'm not getting pregnant until like after 30. So I was like, okay, listen. But that thing about women, you're just kind of like, are you sure you're going to be able to? And it's a real thing. And it's unfortunate that we really don't have as many options as men. So let me just move on from Candice. I did want to say this too. I was thinking about, I think it's so great when I see a woman who is over the age of like 40 and, doesn't really have a real career, but then somehow magic happens. And I think that's kind of, and I'm just using this lady as an example with like Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner, yes, she married the wealthy guy, the Kardashian man. And so she was living her best life, all in Chanel and whatever, right? And then she met Bruce, who's now Caitlyn. Anyway, she met him when he was Bruce, or her when he was Bruce. And, he is this Olympian. So she basically became his manager. She learned a lot, I think, in that, doing that role. And then Kim Kardashian, her daughter, just popped off. And when they started that show, Alexa, stop. When they started that show, the fact that this lady started this business manager stuff literally in her 50s and they are killing the game, I'm like, that's something to, I don't want to be Kris Jenner, let's be clear, or any of their family, but I just look at that and I'm just like, you don't have to do it now. You don't have to rush. People say a lot of times, life is short. Life is the longest thing you'll ever do. Be clear. You just don't know when it's going to be over. But I promise you, it's the longest thing you'll ever do because you do it every day. Think about it. So anyways, Candice, take your time, love. I do understand, society wanting to push you along, and maybe even you want this for you. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. I promise you. All right, so let's get to the last scene, because I said I was going to try to do this in 40 minutes. Let's see. Listen, I wrote down here, I said, Candice, you can start whenever you want to. Always be great. What did I say? Always be great. Oh, I was saying you will always be great if you're great. So if you already have that initiative, nobody has to tell you to do something. Like I'm just saying. I'm just like, no, I'm going to college. It is what it is. But last scene is when DNA, which is, no, is it DNA? No, GNA. Sorry, Gizelle and Ashley's. I'm not going to be shady, but I'm going to be shades on because I just cannot. Listen. It's interesting to me that the two least fashionable people on Potomac and possibly all of Bravo are starting a clothing line. But they calling it, what is it? She said, I think Ashley says like athleisure. Jesus. Child. Anyway, they're throwing this like fashion show, which is, it's they'll be great. I wish y'all the best. But so, all the people, they start showing up, all the guests and the cast members or whatever, they start showing up. I think it's very interesting that Gizelle has been on the I Hate Wendy campaign and I now hate Candice campaign for at least 2.5 years. I'm just like, I have a hard time believing that Gizelle called and invited them. So it had to be what's her name? Ashley. Or production. I just feel like based on this episode, Bravo, the production people, have told Gizelle, she has to share more. She has to be more vulnerable. And I do hate it for her, like I said, about her father. That's so tragic. And to do it on TV, it's just, I can't. I think Gizelle is the female version of her father. I really do think that. And it's just who she is. Oh, and I think, was that this episode? No, it was the episode before. I felt bad for her in a way that's just human. It's just like, man, that's tough. All you get is the parents that you have. That's it for the most part. So she, had to leave where her dad was in the hospital to come and, be at their event. Like I said, everybody starts showing up. I just don't understand why Ashley got to keep, thrusting the Sesame Street characters on us. Like, I don't understand. But I know, like I said, Ashley is treacherous. She just, she can't get out her own way. Although, I do think, too, I would think the biggest reason now is because Michael, her husband, won't let her do anything with him associated with it. So this is her main paycheck, and then once this goes away, she's gonna be dependent on him, in my opinion. Which I think they said something like, or it was being reported that if Ashley tried to talk about him on the show, or he doesn't want anything to do with it, allegedly. And so if you look at the history, to me, the history is Ashley was never very entertaining. Not ever. Her husband was the story. He was the constant story all the time, doing effed up shit all the time. So it's like, what is Ashley here to do now? And yeah, she could be messy and whatever else, but anyway. He has that lady in a trap and she doesn't even know it. And that's in my opinion. Based on how he's treated her. So, like I said, everybody comes. So, I'm going to just jump to when... So, Wendy comes. Mia's there. Mia, you looked cute, by the way, in the lime green or whatever that was, yellow she had on. Auntie, what is her name? Sharice. She was there. I want Sharice, sis. I started out not liking her at all. But she's grown on me. I just want you to get you a good stylist. Because let's be clear, just like with Dorit on Beverly Hills, Dorit typically gets it right. The thing is, it's beyond the labels. And I feel like because Dorit's going to look cute no matter what, in my opinion. She just understands style is what I'm getting at. But I think some ladies, especially the people like that look like me, based on these shows, I think they tell them wear labels, wear Fendi, wear Louis, And I think, but that doesn't make it cute on you. I'm just saying. So get a stylist and they'll help you work it out. But so then, like I said, the Sesame Street character is there. This is Ashley being messy or production being messy. Because I'm like, y'all are intentionally, when have they ever followed a whole person around a party that has nothing to do with their story? When? She's not even a friend of. That's why I don't get like why. But if you notice in the episode, every person that the Sesame Street character went to go talk to, they were filming her doing that. It's not like she showed up and then they followed that lady all around the party, which I found very interesting and messy as hell. So then they have the show, the fashion show, and Dr. Wendy comes to the front and says, listen, I have a few bones to pick with Dr. Wendy, because Mia basically said to the group, listen, guys, Gizelle's going through it. Her father is sick. He's in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. In this case, Mia is 100% right, in my opinion. And I didn't like, okay, so then everybody was kind of concerned with the exception of Dr. Wendy. And I love Dr. Wendy, but let's be clear. You have to have integrity. And I believe you had it, okay? You didn't show it then. Because integrity stems from really doing the right thing when no one's watching. Like, just do the right thing. You don't have to like this lady. Yes, she treated your husband and you treacherous. Yes, she's done that to multiple other people. On and on and on. I get it. But there's a pause you should take when someone's family member, especially a parent or a child, is gone. Like I said before, grief is lifelong. You don't get to just be like, okay, I'm not going to be grief. It's lifelong. And life doesn't care that something happened to you and your family. I mean, in this last, 2 months, one of my aunts almost passed away. My uncle did pass away. Other friends ill. It's just, you don't know when your time is up. So I just feel like live in the light. Plus, you not doing things the appropriate way. The appropriate way, in my opinion, the human way would have been what Candice said, which is, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible, whatever. Dr. Wendy, especially since you have the PhD, I'm going to need you to put in some common sense. And I know that you have it. And I get that you're on a TV show. I get you're hurt and all those things. I'm saying just do it anyways. You can still have whatever your feelings are about Gizelle and whatever. But in this time, I feel, just be the bigger person. Just be the bigger person. Because now they're going to use that against you, I promise you. And for you. I'm just saying, just do the right thing, sis. You can't expect you from others. So you can't expect Gizelle to care about how much it's going to impact you regarding whatever she said about Happy Eddie and you getting your body done. You just can't. You're not going to be able to ever control external things. Gizelle is one of those things. The TV show is another. You're not going to be able to. So my thing is, it's not fake and phony to just say, you know what, I heard about your father and I'm sorry to hear that. And then that may crack the door open. Just crack the door open for maybe possibly Gizelle being able to move forward. Because in my opinion, she and that whole cast is stuck. Mainly because Gizelle is like the person that they're seeing her. So I just felt like maybe she did. I'm hoping by the end of the evening you said, something to Gizelle, or at least the next day. I just personally feel that way. But I think Gizelle got on a plane and went back to go see her father, so I don't know. Let's see. So like I was gonna say, so the Sesame Street character shows up and she's hugging everybody, whatever. She gets to Dr. Wendy. And again, our toxic conditioning teaches us to say dumb shit. Like people asking you, how are you? How you doing? And you're absolutely doing a horrible hot ass mess. But you're like, I'm good. That's our canned response. Everybody has to be, I'm good. All right. I'm having a great day. Dying inside, but outside you're looking fearless. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't be fake and phony, which is what not Dr. Heavenly Lord, Dr. Heavenly, are you talking about me, somewhere? No, it's what Dr. Wendy did or should have done. Wait, because she hugged Deborah, even though Deborah was acting like her husband was flirting with her and all her friends. It's savage. But anyways, like I said, toxic conditioning. If someone comes up to you and say, hey, da, 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 you automatically are like, hey, most of us. And I think it kind of caught her off guard. But I think having your integrity, because karma doesn't have a due date. So you don't have to worry about trying to get those people back. Life experience will get them back. Just be clear. I was going to say, everybody I felt like dressed nice, with the exception of Ashley. What did Candice say about Ashley? She was just like, Ashley will give you $2 hoe. Oh my God, I can't. Oh, what I wanted to say to Wendy, Dr. Wendy, it's just like, listen, and here's my thing. If you're going to come to my event, whatever that might be, and belittle me or try to make me feel bad, throw jabs, never can find anything positive in what I'm doing, why did you come? Now I know people are going to be like, yeah, she came so she can get her check. I get it. But if that's what you're going to do, if you're going to come to get your check, which I ain't mad at, you don't have to treat this situation how they treated you. Because we all know what happened at the Happy Eddie thing. Gizelle's just being who she is, dismissive, and, didn't even speak to them, that type of stuff. So I'm just like, because Wendy's like, well, after Mia tells him about what's going on with Gizelle and her father, Wendy's like, well, my mom was in, the ICU, or her mom, I think, was going to have like surgery or something when they were in Austin, I believe. And allegedly, this is what Dr. Wendy was saying, is that Gizelle was like making fun of her mom or something. That I get. I understand why you would be mad at her. But that's why I'm like, why would you come? It makes no sense to go support someone if you're going to be an asshole about it. Just don't go if it's that serious. Or come, show up, and then dip out. But just don't talk about people in that manner. But I know they need to do it because we're on this show. If y'all want to go back and rewatch it, this was so funny to me because the people, the runway models, I promise you I'm going to try my best. So the fashion show starts. Listen, I died when Karen was like, what did she say? Oh my God, I cannot. She was like, did you see that some of these people coming down, I'm paraphrasing, down this aisle, this walkway, look like they dressed in garbage bags. I was just like, I can't. Karen is so damn shady. By the way, chime down in the comments. Let me know, guys, which person gives the best shade on Potomac. Tell me what you think, because I feel like, well, we'll get into that another day. What else did I want to say? I had a whole bunch of notes because I was thinking at the time. But Gizelle ends up leaving after the fashion show was over. She needs to go get on a plane. And also when they finished, they had like a standing ovation, and Ashley and Gizelle walk down the aisle, you know, like how the people do, fashion designers do at fashion shows. But I'm just saying. So Gizelle leaves. Um, Oh, let me say this. So she says to the audience basically, hey, listen, I've had a rough week, day, or whatever it was, and this cemented for me that I picked the right person to work with because she was like, I dropped every single ball. And we understand it. She's dealing with an ill parent. But I like the fact that she gave Ashley that recognition because I think that's sweet. Um, but child. What did Dwight say on Atlanta? How dreadful. They did have fashion stuff, so you know I give them that. So then at some point at the end of the episode, they show us like, you know, they tell us, they give us a notification that, you know, the camera, they're done filming, the cameras are down, but that they kept the mics on. And so they don't show the fight, but everybody have seen it. And this is what I'm talking about with like social media. And it's like, you know, everything that's going to happen before the season hits because people can't shut up. People can't help but donate. I mean, not donate. They can't help but want to get likes and clicks that if they know something is breaking news, they want to do it first. And so therefore, by the time we get to the show, it's almost like, okay, we're just going to watch what we already know is going to happen. It's just kind of silly. But so then they start, sending us these messages about this is what's going on. They really only give you audio. So what happened was, what's her name? We'll call her the Sesame Street character. I think her name is like Deborah. She says to Candice, hey Candice, do you want to talk to me about something? And I'm paraphrasing. And Candice is like, absolutely not. That's what she'd always say. Absolutely never. And so then this, from what the audio says, Deborah, the Sesame Street character, which again, by the way, that's messy as hell for Ashley to bring her here when this lady has falsely accused two of your cast members, your co-workers, of egregious things. She has. So why is she here? But whatever. So, you know, Candice is like unbothered, like, no, absolutely not. And then basically the Deborah lady was just she, to me, felt like she kept pushing. You know, like, basically she wanted a fight, in my opinion, because it just felt like she wanted to instigate it. Candice has already said to you, she's already declined to speak to you about anything. So why are you still coming for her? When you are the one that did something to try to make her husband look crazy or malign him, why do you want to talk to me? You didn't talk to me before you decided to go run around the world and pretend that my husband did something to you, and when he didn't. So that's why I say I feel like Deborah just wanted a moment. They told her, listen, this is your shot. They gassed her up. But then it sounded like the new girl, whom I really like, I think she's a good fit for them. But they didn't give her a lot of airtime or, you know, show her a lot on the show, but I like her. She's a little spicy. So you hear her, I don't know exactly what she was saying, but basically she was just like chill or something to that effect. I know based on what she said, she's really good friends with like Wendy and Candice. So whatever was going on, she didn't like it apparently. And she said something about she's friends with them. So that's my friend, so let's not, or something like that. And then all of a sudden you hear somebody say, no, or don't do that, or something like that. And so you knew that tussle was on. But she wouldn't leave it alone. But you had all this stuff to say when I wasn't around, and it's so hood. Girl, I don't know. Listen, I've been posting videos every week talking about Criminals by Bravo. Liars by Bravo. Like, it's fakeness. I cannot. I'm just like, why? But I guess on every show or whatever, you need an antagonist. So it is what it is. I will say, I thought Robyn looked really cute in her outfit. So good for her. But I don't know. I just think it's savage with Ashley bringing her there again. Why? Personally, I feel like everything Candice has or has had in her life, the luxury lifestyle or whatever, is what Ashley wants for herself. And she thought, I think on some level, she was going to get it by marrying this wealthy white guy or whatever, who's like I think 29 or 30 years older than her. But to each his own, whatever she wants to do. But now she's paying, I feel like, the price for, on some level, settling. Again, how is it that you're married to this person? And then when they are done with this show that you're on, you basically tell them if they, allegedly, if they say your name, mention you, or whatever, then you're going to get sued. Meaning, Ashley, her husband, they still married. Her husband is going to sue her. That's what Ashley says. Or somebody on the show said that. And I'm just like, what the hell they do that at? Like, move on. But I do think Michael's probably very controlling. So, anywho, guys, that was the recap. I've been really, really busy, so that's why I'm just now getting it to you. But chime down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. I would love to know what you guys think, in particular about Gizelle and her being seemingly very human on this show. What do you guys think about their fashion show? I can't. Oh, let me say, did you guys see when Dr. Wendy was like, the ladies were coming down the aisle, and she was just like, that's the same outfit I had on that bus when they went to, like, they went to some house, like, Williamsburg, I think? I cannot. It's the irony. But basically, it did look very much like the outfit she said she got from Zara. And then her and Candice are like, it's imitation. You know, imitation is the greatest form of flattery or something like that. But this is the problem with Wendy's statement. It was wrong. If these people can't dress, and you're tearing down them having any credibility in the fashion industry, them putting what you had on, somehow working that look into their clothing line, says then your look was ugly too. It's not a good thing if whatever they're copying still isn't cute. No shade, to each his own. Everybody has, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But tell me what you guys think about that. What you guys think about Dr. Wendy basically starting a YouTube TV show, I think. I think it's right up her alley. I just don't know if the fan base that she has on Potomac wants to go watch that. But we'll see. What do you think about Candice and her wanting to, you know, have a baby and that whole journey? I don't think much to do about Karen this episode. I don't think she was really doing anything. What do you think about Mia and her seemingly checking out? No one really. I don't know if I care about Mia's story, but I will say her bestie that she tried to humiliate last year, she came to this, or was invited to this DNA or GNA fashion show. So let me know. Chime down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this video. What do you think about, you know, what's going on in Potomac? What do you think we could change? What could we finish? And also let me know who you guys think is the best shader. You know, the shadiest one, but it's a good read. And anyways, guys, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. Hit the like button on your way out if you can, and share my video. Hit the notification button so you'll know when I go live or when I'm uploading. This is a free and easy way to support my channel, and I really appreciate it. Bye, good people. Talk to you guys later.